Greetings and welcome to a new series of uploads called RFEFP. I'm going to be your host Nee B, so please sit back and relax and let's get straight into this upload. Now, is there anything more valuable than truth? Its value is enhanced 1,000-fold since the very nature of truth is so rare. Now, is the Earth a globe, or is it not? Is it spinning through space on an axis at 1,000 miles an hour, or is it not? Is the Earth revolving in an orbit round the Sun at 67,000 miles an hour, or is it not? Is the Earth hurtling towards the constellation Hercules at more than 154 millions of miles a year, or is it not? Is the Earth a heavenly body, or is it not? Is it a planet, one of millions upon millions of uninhabited worlds, or is it the world? Now, the word astronomy is taken from the Greek words meaning the laws of the stars. Astron, a star, nomos, a law, nemo, to regulate a science that explains the regulation of the stars. And I'm sure you're all very familiar with the movie Finding Nemo, because they still haven't found it. Now, astronomy is as much distinct science from the science of physical geography, which belongs entirely to the Earth. For astronomy, we must look up. For geography, we must look down. Now, the Earth does not belong to the science of astronomy, folks, as the Earth is not a planet, nor a luminary, nor is the Earth a star or a heavenly body. It was created 3 days before the actual luminaries, therefore it is not in the order of the planets. Now, a planet is a wandering star. The Earth is not a wandering star. A star is a burning light. The Earth is not a burning light. The luminaries are in the firmament of the sky, and the Earth is not in the sky, nor is the Earth in the plane of the Sun. It is not a globe and has never ever revolved a mile. It must be fixed as the Sundial. To which brings me to part 1 of this series. The sundial is the earliest type of clock known to mankind, and why we actually have wristwatches today. The sundial is a circle-shaped disc fixed to the ground. Then rising from the disc is a fixed wedge-shaped object. Now, this is called a style. So when the sun shines, the style will cast a shadow which points to various positions on the circular face of the sundial during the course of the day. Now, the face of the sundial, just like the face of the Earth, folks, specified the correct time by casting shadows or light on the base plate or face plate. Now, the plate has to be flat, but it can be shaped circular, as a circle is not a globe. So time can be calculated most accurately at noon using this method of time telling. So to anybody who understands how to interpret the movements of the sun above us, the sundial is still a very effective clock, at least on cloudless days. They will always depict the correct time. Even the oldest sundials on the plain Earth accurately depict the correct time today in 2018 down to the exact minute after centuries of construction. And how is this the case? The moon dial was also a very good idea, folks, but the real problem with the moon dial was that it was only really accurate on the night of the full moon. And of course, it has to be a very clear night to allow the sunlight to shine directly onto the moon dial itself. Now, it was the Egyptians that were the first to use the sundial, and I wonder who gave them that gift of accurate time telling. Now, they were the first for a lot of things in history, weren't they? But they used a stick or a pillar called a gnomon. So time was calculated depending on the length of the shadow on the stick, so 5 hours were written. In the morning, the stick was placed facing the east, and then in the afternoon, the stick was placed facing the west. Now, sundials were also commonly used in ancient Greece and Rome, and in Central Europe, it was the most familiar method utilised to determine the time, even after the mechanical clock was invented and developed back in the 14th century. Because, folks, the Egyptians knew it, the ancient Greeks knew it, and all the past civilizations knew it, that it is the sun that really moves overhead, folks, and certainly not the earth. Now, if flying had been invented at the time of Kepler or Copernicus, there is no doubt that they would have soon realised that their contention regarding the rotation of the earth was very, very wrong. Consequently, if the earth was indeed spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and gyrating at 67,000 miles an hour around the sun, and wobbling at 500,000 miles an hour round the Milky Way, and racing through the galaxy in a red or a blue car. Remember the advert, the Milky Way advert? It would be physically impossible, folks, for these structures, these timepieces, to still be able to tell the actual time as they did the day that they were made, in some cases many years ago, without making constant adjustments to them. In short, folks, a sundial shows the correct time today by displaying the position of the sun's shadow on a flat surface, not only to tell the right time because the earth is both stable and flat with the sun moving overhead, but to accomplish that remarkable phenomenon known as the precession of the equinoxes. And this, folks, is exactly why the sundial is a real flat earth fact on the plane. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Part 2 will be coming soon, so I will see you in that next upload. You take care, and I hope you find luck on this plain earth. Thanks for listening.